Hi all, welcome back to more Europa Universalis, The Price of Power. This is the ambitious Margrave solo scenario. It's my part 50. 50 parts and we're still not through this game yet. And there's a while to go yet. Now, I've just popped a bit of raw ginger in my mouth, chewing away here. So if you hear any kind of noises like that, it's maybe not very pleasant, to be honest, but it's either that or I'm going to be coughing. My cough's got worse, and I've got a chance to play a little bit just now. I've got probably a couple of hours or even longer, maybe 3 just now, so I want to try and do a bit, but I don't feel quite so bad today, but the cough's it just kills you. Anyway, okay, so moving on. A few things to talk about first. Martin's made a few comments. One he picked up on, I'm glad he's picked this up. I wonder what he was meaning at first. In phase 3E, you get prestige penalties. And should have this open. So this was from part 42. I don't have the things in front of me, but it's only got a couple of comments that I need to speak about. Right, where are we? Phase 3, the Peace and Rebels. Prestige penalties. Occupied towns. Players who now have towns that are occupied by enemies or rebels will lose prestige equal to their tax value, maximum of 5. Well, we decided Denmark had their towns underneath these at the time. Now, we eventually went back and realised that they shouldn't be there, and that would have happened in the peace resolution phase, which is D, which is before the prestige penalties. So, I sorted all that out eventually. However, I didn't pick up on the fact that I took 4 prestige off them, because I removed 4 prestige from them losing from the towns being occupied. You know, their towns being occupied by Austria. And that wasn't the case. They didn't occupy them anymore. They owned them. So that's not an issue. It's just if they were occupied. So they should be 4 more points better off. So that's a bit closer to us now. So yeah, thanks for spotting that one, Martin. The other one I talked about, he found it a little strange regarding the core markers that got moved up here and whatever. I know when I brought up in the Discord, there was a couple of guys talking about it, and they were sort of saying it did seem like a bit strange how that procedure worked, but it did seem to be how it was regarding Martin. Actually, there was a bit more he wrote about that, but I'll let you go, and if you want to go and read what it was he said about that. The other one was, yeah, he like probably everybody else, realises that the mission requirements are just as the answer I got, and the fact that where would I find this? Mission requirements. Oh, I do not know. Some of these things you can get right away, and then others not so. You need to look up mission. Anyway, the answer I got back, you know, we could have scored that mission right away. And what he said was he felt it was like, as I was saying, that maybe this is what they meant by it. You know, let's just say that we had these 4, then let's just say that this got removed again. Then I can't suddenly say, oh, well, I used to own all the provinces in there. That doesn't score you the mission. However, if I'm sitting like that, when I put the mission into play, it scores the mission immediately. That's how he's seen it as well. So my reply is probably it's just me that reads these things that way. I don't know how that happens. But could it be that there's other people out there? Maybe. There was one comment on the Discord, I think, that one of the questions I asked, that somebody says, oh, that was good to know. So maybe there's some out there that have my thinking. I can't remember what it was. There was a couple other comments, but what was the other one again? Oh, that was it. Well, there was a fourth one. And he says that he's heard that there's a bonny lass, princess, in Westphalia. So he's hinting towards, I think it's when I'm talking about maybe what should I do. Not really sure what I should do. So, I mean, I'm assuming he's hinting towards, like, me possibly having a royal marriage in that area or some kind of alliance. I mean, it sounded like royal marriage. He's talking about a bonny lass, so. So I think he's just trying to give me a bit of help there about what to do. So let's just see royal marriage 12 and 32, because yeah, I mean, these things I'm not sure. I mean, alliance, okay, having an alliance is good because you can call them to your aid when you go into battle, and what was it, 12 and 32? Right, give me a second. Oh, let's have a closer look here. Marriages, page 32, 11.2. Royal marriages in the game represent close dynastic ties between realms and can be gained by using the royal marriage action card. This is the thing, you need this card to do that. So, okay, it might be an idea, but I think, back then, did I have the royal marriage card in my hand? And then chose to put it in Bohemia? You know what, it could be I had the card in my hand still. Because this was back in part 43, and what are we up to now? Well, this is 50 that I'm doing just now, so it might be that I had the card in my hand at the time. Well, let's see what the benefits are, though. In these rules, the terms royal marriage and simple marriage are used interchangeably. You can have a maximum of 3 royal marriages. Cabinet idea allows for 1 more. So the key features: for all purposes, the royal marriage counts as an influence, but royal marriage cannot be removed and do not count towards an area's 5 limit. Right? Okay, I was aware of that. Whenever you take an action or play an action card that requires you to remove influence from an area, remove 1 fewer than normal if you have 1+ royal marriage in that area. I was aware of that. A marriage makes it possible to subjugate an NPR that has base tax higher than half your own base tax income, or an NPR that has vassals of its own. Yeah, I was aware of that. Because that we used it in, what's the area that we're in that we used it in? It's all covered up, I think. Saxony. Yeah, Saxony. Royal marriages are triggers for a number of events, e.g. disputed succession. You receive a -1 stability penalty if you attack a realm to which you're married, in addition to any loss of stability that may occur as a result of lacking a casus belli. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, isn't it? Eligible marriage partners and then disputed succession there. I did use it and understood that it helped to do the subjugate, didn't it? I'm not sure if I'm still missing something there or not, but he was maybe suggesting that was a good place to put it, which might well have been true. I mean, I'm going in here now with my, guns blazing now. I'm going to go in and attack that area. So these are all single realms, though, and there's 5 of them. And I went into Saxony because there was 3 provinces that were part of the one realm. And I figured that was a better way to do it, like marriage, alliance marriage, subjugate, and then you get 3 of them. If I do, because even you have to use a subjugate card just to like take that one, don't you? And the good thing with that though is you don't vassalize it because it's only a 1 province realm. You just immediately put a town on it, so that's a positive. But it still takes a subjugate card, doesn't it? I mean, you don't have them flowing through your hands all the time, these subjugate cards. So, I don't know. Okay, well, you can let me know if there's something more to what you were suggesting there, Martin. Like I say, it could well be that maybe you thought that was a good place to put the royal marriage, and I ended up putting it in here instead. As you may well see if you watch on, or if there's some other thing, then let me know. Okay, I've got a couple of comments I've taken note of from part 48. Yeah, okay. I'm going to look back on 49 now, just to see. I thought maybe I might have picked this one up. I've not watched back part 49 yet. Right, give me a second. Right, Martin's just added another comment, and I think maybe this is the reason he suggested Westphalia for the royal marriage. Well, this is messed up then. Could I get away with moving that influence? Yeah, because he says, don't you need 2 influence in an area in order to forge an alliance? And you do. You must have a total of at least 2 influence in any area belonging to the target. No. Yeah, in any area belonging to the target NPR. How am I start? I wonder if I can... it's not going to be easy to fix this, but they mean to try and rewind all this is going to be a mess. How did I miss that one? I mean, I've only put... That's only the second alliance I've put in the game. First one was up here. Why did I not see that? Right, hang on. Right, okay. I've got some problems, I think. I don't think I can fix this. I'm going to have to... Well, I've got a way of fixing it that's rubbish, but it's the best I can do, and as long as I can... Because I need to hurt myself somehow. Because when we done all this, we should have had 2 influence in that area to start with, before we were able to put an alliance in that. Then we put the marriage in that. Then we done the subjugate. The alliance went away. Yada yada yada. Right. Well, it's my turn, so I'll come back. Basically, what I think I'm going to do is, it's my turn right now. I'm going to take a turn to basically put influence in that area, and just say that this should have happened before I even done this. And my guess is that's why Martin was suggesting about the Royal Marriage Alliance in there, because there's 2 cubes in there, and you need 2 cubes to do the alliance. Grant. I don't know how I missed that. That's really annoying. Right, so that's about the best way I can do it. I looked back and I thought, well, I had played that exceptional year card, and I thought, could I just rewind that and say, right, we didn't play that, but we played and then there was a time of unrest involved, and that removed the exceptional year card, removed that, and I was like, so I think the best way to do it is just to take this turn to be placing influence in there. Now, I don't know if the influence gets removed when we vassalise. I'll come to that in a minute. Anyway, first of all, there's one thing I need to try and fix. And for some reason, when I was watching this back, and this is just part 48, for some reason when I was watching this back, I remember looking at this further on. That's why I was looking in 49 to see if I'd done it in there, but I can't seem to see it. And it's when Denmark they placed this cube in here, they done a diplomatic action. In fact, that's the last card that they're showing. Now, they've also, I know I'm jumping about here a bit, they have also taken their event, which I didn't move on. It's only them that's taken the event, so I moved that on, right? But the turn before they took the event, this is the action they've done, and this was in part 48. So they put 1 cube in there. Let's see diplomacy action. Yeah, so hang on. So we were going through the chart, and I was struggling a bit. I went and asked a question. Any phrase free space in target areas. So it targeted Prussia. Now remember, we've got 2 cubes in there, 2 influence cubes, Brandenburg. Denmark had 2 of their cubes in there. So there's a space of 1. Any free space in area? Yes, there is. Add 2 cubes. I'm like, right, okay. So this caused me a bit of sort of like, I wish it said add up to 2 cubes, but again, that's maybe Grant's head that needs that information. Probably quite comfortable for everybody else to just sort of say, right, well, I can't put 2 in, but I can put 1 in. So let's put 1 in, move on. So I did do that eventually once I asked the question again. Why is possible? No, because we've got vassals in that. It's not possible. Can I enter royal marriage in that area? No. And it's this box here. And I'm sure I've read this somewhere else. Maybe it was before this part then. Maybe it was before that I triggered this. But I did not trigger it here. And it's just me not reading fully through something. Because we want to add 2 influence in areas where no influence has been placed this turn, right? So I'm looking up here and saying, right, well, the target's Prussia. Prussia has only got 1 area available, and there's no space in it. Well, and there's also influence has been placed in that area this turn. So it can't go there. So I decided to skip on by that part. And even now when I'm talking about this, I'm sure that I've triggered this. This is registered before. I've done this before. Because the bit in brackets down the bottom says you prefer the target. Because all it says is add 2 influence in areas where no influence has been placed this turn. It doesn't specifically say that the influence should be part of the realm or whatever that you put in. Because, well, it can't go in the same area as you placed it this turn. So it's got to go somewhere else. So it says prefer targets areas. So, okay, the target. But let's just say the target was Austria. Well, it can't be Austria. It needs to be NPR. Let's look for an NPR that, let's just say it picks France, right? For some reason. Then France has this area. There's a province. This is part of France. This is part of France. It's got lots of areas. So if we had already put 2 in here, it could then consider here or here. And then the preference would be prefer targets areas, then adjacent to what? Well, Prussia, there's no other areas of Prussia. Now, if we had the other map here, we would probably be able to find the target that was the targets areas. Well, I think so. I'm still not... See, the fact these are vassalized, I don't even know what to call this. Am I still calling it Prussia? Am I saying it's sort of Burgundy, but it's not... Sorry, not Burgundy, Brandenburg. It's sort of Brandenburg, but it's not. I'm just not really quite clear on that yet. However, so it's wanting to place 2 influence, and it's wanting to prefer the targets areas. Now, there's no targets areas. Then adjacent to the bot. So it's wanting to put 2 influence cubes adjacent to the bot's realm. And then I ended up putting them in Saxony. Didn't I? No, War Saxony. Is that where they went? So I'm going to take them out of there. Because, well, actually, they are adjacent to the bot, to be honest. Oh, don't tell me I come back and fix that. Because you know what? That is where they would go. Isn't it? I wonder if I realise that later on. Because I seem to remember looking at adjacency because adjacency for Denmark now is quite tricky. When they're adjacent to this, can't put it in there. They're adjacent to this, can't put it in there. They're adjacent to the Netherlands, because this port, and they're adjacent to Lower Saxony. And Lower Saxony alphabetically comes with 4, and that's where I've put them. That's where they're going to go. I missed something. Am I away in a time warp again, Martin, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Because I didn't get them in there through that, did I? I came down. Because I rolled the dice again here. And what result did I get? Did I get Lower Saxony? I must have done. I must have rolled the dice again and got Lower Saxony. I did. That's bizarre. I did. I remember it now. I got Honor Akershus, and then we rolled a 3 and got Realm in Lower Saxony. And that brings me on to the next point while I'm there. But I think they should be in Lower Saxony, but not through that dice roll. I don't think we needed to go there. We could have done it from there. And oddly enough, I think it would still have went in Lower Saxony, but that's just been a fluke. And then, but while we're there, the other point that I make in the header of that video is that when I'm talking about a choice of realm here, it says realm in Lower Saxony, right? And then I start harping on about which realm is it? You know, you've got Magdeburg, you've got these two, there's 5 different, well, there's 4 different realms in that one, one's got 2. Which one is the target? Well, I think this just goes back to the choice process on page 3 of the rulebook. And I'd say this about the fact, when given the option to select a province, area, or well, that's not saying a realm. Realm selection. Row in the relevant targeting chart, military diplomatic for the bot in question. When asked to pick a realm within a certain area. Oh dear, I've skipped by that bit. Because it's actually I'm in the right area, but it's a realm selection we're wanting here. So when it says realm in Lower Saxony, right, then this is probably going to help us. So it says row in the relevant targeting chart, military or diplomatic, where we're rowing in diplomatic for the bot in question. See the bot realm section for how to use these charts. Page 6. Right, hang on, I'll go to page 6 in a second. When asked to pick a realm within a certain area, e.g. in a result on a targeting chart, prioritise realms with a capital in this area, then by highest tax value provinces owned in this area, then random. Well, it could just be that then. So, page 6. Targeting charts. Yeah. Right, hang on. Each spot realm is a military diplomatic. When indicated, roll a standard die. Target types. There are 3 types of targets in the charts. You've got realms. Well, we rolled realm in Lower Saxony. So you've got realms, so it's not that. Owner of, it's not that. Realm in area, that's what it is. So then it's got the preferences. Prefer valid realms with their capital located in this area. Then select valid realm by highest tax value of provinces owned in this area. Then pick alphabetically. It's clear, it's there, it's written down. Prefer valid realms with a capital located in this area. Well, I think they're all going to have that, aren't they? You can see that you've got Bremen there as its own capital. Magdeburg is its own capital. Brunswick, or whatever that is, Brunswick, or in Hanover, they're 2, but that's a capital. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So they've all got capitals. So in actual fact, the actual targeted realm would be, then select valid realm with the highest tax value of provinces owned in this area. So it's clearly going to be Hanover and Brunswick, whatever the realm is actually called. I'll see if I can find that one. There it is. So it's Brunswick. And it's in the Lower Saxony area. And it's got a tax value of 2, because it's got 2. So it's called Brunswick. And that's what the capital is. And they're 2. So that would actually be the targeted realm. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I've got there. Right. Well, I was lucky for that as well. Like, I don't know, and I feel like I may be missing something that I noticed this somewhere, or I've done that somewhere before or something. I'm just having a moment. Okay, so let's go and fix this mistake that happened quite a while ago, but I do need to fix this. And I know I'm going way back and I'm doing things way out of turn, but... So, first of all, when we, in Saxony, now we had a claim in there, we've still got the claim, that's not going to be relevant, but when we were in there first, the first thing we'd done, apart from the claim, was forge an alliance. Now, it would cost between 1 and 3 diplomatic power. That was based on the base tax, and we paid half of the base tax, isn't it? It's half, and it was 1, 2, 3. The 1, 2, 3 provinces. Is it Bohemia that this is called? No, it's Saxony, isn't it? Saxony. Sorry, excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, half is 1.5, rounded up to 2. So we spent the 2 diplomatic power to forge the alliance. And unfortunately, I missed it. We should have had at least 2 influence in that area. So, okay, but then when we put that alliance in, we also add one influence into the area. So that seems to have disappeared as well. So it makes me think that the influence must have to go away. Possibly when you do the subjugate. Now I've got the royal marriage card here and the subjugate card just to look at. So before we do that alliance, what we should have done was take an action to place influence. So it would have cost us 1. We needed 2. Oh god, right, okay. We would have needed to spend at least 1 diplomatic power per influence, and we could also then add more for one influence per. 1 diplomatic power per influence, or 3 ducats. So I'm going to jump here. I definitely need to spend 1 diplomatic power for this. And I know, like I say, we're all over the place, but so, and I needed to place 2 cubes. So to place 2 cubes, I need to now spend 1 more diplomatic power, or spend 3 ducats. The thing was back then, well, I suppose you can mess about with loans and things like that, but would I have had the diplomatic power? No, you know what? See, when that round ended, I only had 1 influence left, so I'm not going to say we'll use another influence. I'm going to use the money for it, because when that round finished, there was only 1 diplomatic power left. So now what would have happened is, when the round actually finished, I should have spent, there would have been no diplomatic power left. And however, money-wise, I could have took another loan, right, if I needed money. So I've just spent 2 there. It's 3 grand, you're cheating. Right, so I spent 3. So that would have then placed 2 cubes in there. And I would have had to have done that as an action before I then done the alliance action, right? Then after the alliance action, I would then do the royal marriage. So, I mean, that doesn't do anything. It requires 1 influence in one of the target realms areas. It counts as an influence. So we've done that. So now we're sitting with an alliance and a marriage. And the marriage is still there, so that's fine. And then we do the subjugate, right? So remember, we, at the moment, have 3 influence cubes in there. And you can see that there's also a grey thingy cube. So does this... you've got to discard the influence. How was I able to do that then, if I didn't have the influence there? There was something else I'd done that put influence in there, wasn't there? Discard influence from target NPR equal to target's base tax plus any opponent. I mean, there's a grey cube in there, so I would have had to count that as well. I mean, the requirements are fine. We were okay with that. I remember that was fine. So I would have had to discard influence for target NPR equal to target's base tax. The target's base tax is 3. So I would have discard 3 plus any opponent. So that's 4, but then minus a marriage, so that takes it down to 3. So I must have had 3 cubes in there. I know I've got 1 for putting the alliance in, but how did I get the other 2 then? I seem to remember it coming from some card. I'm going to have to go and check. Okay, the plot thickens. Right, it was this. Because when we put the alliance and the marriage in there, we completed this mission. Have a royal marriage and an alliance with a realm in the HRE, which it is, and the effect is gain 2 influence in an HRE area adjacent to your realm. So what I then do is we've still got 1 influence in there from the alliance, remember, and then I put 2 influence in there from the reward from this effect, and it's in an HRE realm, so that's how I end up with the 3. So, The problem is, to get the alliance in there in the first place, I should have had the 2 cubes. So I've spent the money for that. So I suppose I could allow myself to put these 2 cubes elsewhere then. It's kind of cheeky though, isn't it, Grant? Well, can I just put them in Saxony as well then? And that keeps it fair, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just do that. Because I should have, obviously, I should have had 3 cubes in there. Would not have been able to, well, yeah, I should have had 3 cubes in there anyway. So I would not really have needed to put the 2 cubes in there. But let's just put them in there anyway. So we would have put them in there. We would have then had, oh, that's too many. Because then we would have had 6 cubes in there. So I wouldn't have been able to put them both in there. Oh, God. Well, just allow you to put them somewhere else then, Grant. But I feel like now I'm getting... oh, I wouldn't have needed to put them in there. So I've got 2 in Westphalia, 2 in there. I don't know. It's got to be in the HRE, so... Well, we put them all in the Netherlands. That scares me to go along there because I don't know what's going on with all the little vassals and things. Well, you're going to have to learn about it and understand it. Or, no, that's not in the HRE though, Grant. I don't know. You could stretch further down, I suppose. You've got Switzerland here, but... or Bavaria and Swabia, but it's just an awful lot. I suppose that's not a bad choice. Got the rebels in there just now, mind you. Let's say I put them in there then, okay? Now with that, well, it's still linked. It's linked to that. I don't think it says it needs to be linked though. It says gain to an HRE area. Oh, it does. It says adjacent to your realm. Actually, yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to put them in there. They've got to be adjacent to my realm, and that wouldn't be there yet. So, oh God, right, that's... Well, I could put them in Bohemia. Now, hang on though, did he not have... Yeah, he had 5 cubes in there at some point as well. That's the thing, it's... I could put them in Silesia here, because it is in... But it doesn't affect the other, but... Or couldn't I have them in Lower Saxony? Yeah, I mean, Denmark's just recently put these 2 in here. Yeah, let's go with it in there then, because they're adjacent to my realm. That means we're maxed out in there, and that's... Yeah, let's go with that. Right, but that's how I was able to do the subjugate, because I must have sort of worked out, and I thought, oh, that's perfect, but I've clearly missed the alliance bit. So, well, thanks for bringing it up anyway, Martin, because, yeah, I mean... as I'm sure he well knows, I do not want things like that sneaking by. And that's a rubbish fix, I know. It's a rubbish fix, but it's a fix. And I'm going to say that's my turn. I'm going to go back to Austria now. So I'm going to, I'm going to have lost out a turn there, but we're doing that. But I would have had to do that to do all this. So, right, let's just move on and try and... forget about it and just say that things do happen and it's been fixed in an awkward kind of way. Okay, I just think of what I was probably wanting to do that. I think I always want to stall a little bit because I'd like Austria to take the event. Although I think I was looking back on this saying that in some ways I think I might want to... you know what? Maybe just let Austria pick the event. If what we've got a plus sign and a square, and the leader that we would like to install, I can what? enlist. No, it's not. Assign. Whatever. I don't know. She's a plus sign. So I kind of was hoping to get the plus card out of the way first. I think I was rocked into pick it because it's not got ducats on it. I'm trying to think about money. Even more so now because I just lost another 3 ducats there. Right, let's move on then. So Austria, Denmark is the only one that's took the event. That's my turnover, and yeah, I think I was going to trade that time, wasn't I? So, well, maybe we can trade next turn. Right, so we're now behind another turn though as well. So, and Denmark took their event, probably going to pass actually next turn. So, but Austria look like they've got plenty to do. So, and they're at war with Denmark as well. So there is that. Right, well, what are they going to do then? Austria, so they've got plenty of power left. Are they under attack by enemies or rebels? I don't think so. No, I mean, we've got rebels here, but there's no towns in that area, so no. Is there army on the map board and can they siege in the same area? No. No colonists. Is there spent bot power greater than that? No. They're just going to draw a card. If they were to get a military card, that's when they would react to against Denmark. But they're just going to draw a card. An idea, right? Don't see too many of them. Is that one that gets removed or? Oh no, that always gets shuffled back in, isn't it? Anyway, cost them 3 bot power, and it's an idea. So 1, 2, 3. Now what happens here? Have they got anything? No, I think it's on the focus track as well, is it? Is that what it looks, or is that... We're talking rubbish there. Or did they just get an idea, I think? No, it does use the focus, yeah. So idea, is there any cubes in any focus area other than economic? There is no cubes in any focus area, no. They've got a roll of dice. A d6. And then I'm going to select focus type. So we will roll a 1. So focus type, it says select focus type. 1 to 2 is administrative. So we've selected that. Any available ideas matching this focus type? Well, yeah. Again, it's saying available. Yeah, remember, Grant. Available means that. See that tolerance card there, Grant. That is not available to Austria because it's been tagged already. But sorry if the camera's at a funny angle there. It's like leaning on the rule book. So any available ideas matching this focus type? Well, in actual fact, these two are, because you can pick this or this. So yes, pick idea matching focus type, tag this idea in an appropriate slot on bots, mats, idea track with a chit, score P as normal, prefer unresearched ideas, then random. So he's going to pick the one that's unresearched. Get one of these tags. Well, actually, maybe get 2 of these tags. Yeah, so he's going to get this, because that was the one that was unresearched. He's going to score the prestige, which was 2. Goes up to 30. And we're going to put another chit. And then end the turn. So on bots mats, idea track with a chat, yeah. Right, so that's another administrative one. So that doesn't really give him anything else, but it makes him closer to the third one. And if he gets the third one, you can see he's going to remove 2 unrest. So I think that means it's still just 1 unrest he removes. Aye, it must be. And I don't think these don't sort of stack, do they? No, the whole point is once we get to there, at the moment it's 1 unrest. If he tags that one, then every turn he's going to get the 2 unrest removed. Yeah, okay. Right, so back to Denmark. So yeah, I mean, I think they're Remember, they're not... Oh! Ah, Grant. You fool. Ah, come on. I've been saying they're not at war, but surely they must be still classed at war with Austria. If Austria are at war with them, they're at war with Austria. No. Where does it talk about that? That war, but at war it says, isn't it? At war. If the only active wars are with realms with no remaining provinces, i.e. all occupied, then treat a bot as not a war for the purposes of all choices. Except peace resolution. Yeah, that's not true. If they'd just been at war with Hamburg, then fair enough, that would be true. Yeah, that's wrong. It's wrong, Grant. You've got that wrong as well. Oh dear. Just the one night I've got the chance to do something and I'm getting hit with all the blunders. Because the time before we made this issue with the war, it was actually Austria and they were down here, weren't they? Maybe it was this one. No, that's theirs. They were down here attacking things. In here, no, that's theirs. Well, wherever. That's theirs. They lost something. Did they not gain stuff down here? Anyway, they were at war down here. And then this one as well, Ragusa. I remember that one. And because that one was affected as well. Because we were showing at war still, but the only thing we were at war with, we had conquered everything in. And I then realised that bit in the choice process is about being at war, question mark. So, but that doesn't work with Denmark in particular. Well, it's only for the bots, so this is never going to work for Denmark because, well, unless they're attacking outside the HRE, of course. They're attacking places outside the HRE that it wouldn't, the Emperor wouldn't be involved, but he is involved. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fix this because, well, oops, that was almost away. Right. Okay, I think. This is eventually going to fall apart, I think. That card right away, diplomacy, and it's got war. I need to go back and change that. That could be changed though. Right, more. Yeah, this is. It's sometimes places like this where I think you should just say, "Oh, just leave it, Grant, and move on." I'm not like that. If it was something really trivial, but it's not really. I think it's quite important to get this right. They've carried out this diplomacy act. Now, I'm just hoping that there's nothing before that. The action before that, what have they done? They did run their event as well, so... Right, let me pause this for a bit and see if I can go back and fix this. It's maybe not as far back as you think, Grant, to be honest, because... Yeah, okay, I'll be back when I've sussed it out. Right, so hopefully I should be able to fix this. I think it wasn't that long ago. This was back in part 48, about 2/3 of the way through part 48. And this is part 50 we're doing just now, isn't it? When Denmark draw this card and I decide to overrule the fact that they're not at war and do the diplomacy action. So I've got the video and I paused there. There was a lot of messing about, wasn't there? And we end up... Well, 2 cubes go in here, which is what we just kind of like look back and resolved. So that shouldn't have happened. And then it was just 1 cube in there, Grant. So that was what we done with them diplomatically. Now, they still spent the 3 bot power. So I spent that for the card, but it should have been a military action instead of a diplomatic action. So hopefully... And I want to say the turn after that, then they carried out their event. So there's not enough of what went by then. So let me just double check the diplomacy action. Yeah, went through things, we rolled the dice, all that was a waste then. None of that actually happened. Don't think there was any spending on that. So let's look at them at the military action then. So are they at war? Well, yes, they are. Select enemy realm with greatest strength. Prefer opponent. So the realm is Austria, because that's the only person they're at war with. If army is less than 3 units, increase that. Am I right here? I'm not. I mean, Denmark declared war on. Sorry, I'm going to cough a little bit. It's just, I'd like to play. It's sort of like, what do I do? I should probably not be playing and recording because, and then if I do that and avoid the coughing, I've got to pause every so often, and it's just, yeah, I know it's not very nice. I shouldn't really be doing that, but I've got the time to play a little bit, so kind of want to make the most of it. Eh? So yeah, I mean, Denmark declared war on Hamburg, and with that, Austria came to the call to arms as an ally, being the HRE emperor, which then made Austria at war, and that's right, that gets placed on there. So I mean, and whereas I was doing it before, I was placing a Denmark war token on here, like Martin says, that's not what you should do, but I suppose again it's sort of kind of letting, I don't know, it's bringing it more to my attention maybe, you know. But that should be enough to say that Denmark's at war with Austria. Right, but let's go on down seeing what they're going to do. Now, hold on. Is it possible that Austria's army might have took some hits recently? Well, let's carry on just now. If army is less than 3 units, increase army size to 3 units. Well, its army size is 6. Now, that's lost 1 recently as well. Oh, no, it lost 1 in the war against Hamburg. Yeah, because they hit them for 1. So that's fine. Is the army size greater than or equal to 2 times the target strength? Well, it's not, is it? I mean, even if... well, I want to say that it is possible right now that... because they were in there, they might have took a hit from the rebels. I want to say I think they took a hit from the rebels, so I think they maybe should be at 7. But I'll check this. But they've definitely not got 2 times the target strength. And in fact, the target strength includes the manpower as well, the reserve as well. So that's a no. Have they got 4 plus bot power left and more manpower? Right, we've got 3 6s here. I'm just looking at the video. In actual fact, when we're doing this diplomatic action, Austria have an army of 6 units. Denmark have an army of 6 units with this one in here. And they have 6 bot power. So that keeps us right on what the situation is. So has 4 plus bot power left and more manpower? Well, yes, he has 1 more. So he would... well, hopefully this isn't going to mess things up then. So he would spend 2 bot power to recruit this extra unit. Right, what did I say? He's got 6. So he must have spent 3 on something else. What has he spent 3 on? Does it matter, Grant? Well, kinda. I don't think he spends it on the diplomatic, does he? Or does he? No. Right, I can see where it spent the other 2 bot power now because I done that wrong. I didn't realise it come down here. Because when we came from this box, and we shouldn't have came from this box, we were able to place these 2 influence without any cost. However, we messed that up. We then checked that. It was at peace and had 6 left. That was fine. But however, we shouldn't have been moving through this. We then rolled again, And strangely enough, got Lower Saxony, but I forgot to follow this through. Any free space in areas has less target base tax, yeah. So that's when it spent the 2 bot power to add the 2, but it shouldn't have done it. It should have just added the 2 there. However, again, we shouldn't have even been in the diplomacy. So that's where it spent that 2 bot power. So, right, I must have spent one other one for somewhere grant as well. Okay, so it spent 2, so however, it's going to spend that 2, so we'll forget about the 2. It's going to spend the 2 to recruit 7, 9, well, I want to recruit 9 units, but it can only recruit 1. So that's what it spent the 2 for. So, in actual fact, at the moment now, it should have 4 cubes. I'm not sure where the other one goes. I want to say it must have been something to do with the event, or Rebel Dice roll, possibly. No, because we've not got to the end of the round yet. So it must be something else. We'll come back to it and fix it, right? So he's done that. He spent the 2 to recruit. Now does army size greater than equal to 2 times target strength? No, it's not. Has it got any 4 bot power left and more manpower? It does not. Is the army on the map board? It is. Check for Mac. Well, where it's sitting now is fine. However, where it's going to go might be a different story, because its Mac is connected through Bergen, and then that connection can come right round through to its capital through that ship. So I think that's how that works. Yeah, so I think that's fine. So I think it's unlimited. So then it's asking, can the siege in current area? No. Yeah. Hostile units or area 1 to 2 spaces away. Well, yeah, I mean, Jutland's there. Because Jutland is now a hostile area because they're at war with Austria, isn't there? So that's a yes. Move army to enemy area and range. Prefer largest enemy force. Well, it can't reach the enemy force. It can't reach Austria's army. I mean, Rhineland there is 2 spaces away, but Jutland's 1 space away. This is 2 away, and they're all like 3 away, and the army's 3 away. Hostile units or area 1 to 2 spaces away. Yeah, move army to enemy area in range. Yeah, so that is going to be Jutland. Does that trigger a battle? No. I think that's what he's going to do then. And then he'll start sieging stuff down there. Makes sense, doesn't it? So I think Denmark's going to go in there. Then he would end the turn. He would also be gaining 1 bot power if he won a battle this time. Because that does not trigger a battle. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't trigger a battle. Would if it was NPRs, but it's not NPRs, Grant. Yeah, okay. Right, I think that's what should have happened. So let me just watch on more now in a little bit of the video, just to see what happened to that extra, that other cube, etc. Okay, and yes, they do actually lose that other bot power due to a Rebel Dice roll, because it was on the event card. And they rolled 1 because this, if we move this, is an unrest. That's the downside to putting the counters on top. But so they rolled 1 dice, they got the little manpower symbol, which loses them a bot power, and that's why they're down to 3. And yeah, a lot of Part 49s just try to get that event sorted, and the whole spread of the religious faith thing, which, yeah, I found that a bit messy with the diverse faith tokens alphabetically and all that, but it's maybe not a huge big deal where they go, but well, when there's an instruction there that tells you to do it alphabetically, I'm going to try and do it that way, yeah, so Anyway, right, okay, so where are we now? That's fixed Denmark, and I think it's now, it's Denmark's turn, isn't it? Is it? What did Austria do though, Grant? Austria done an idea. Yes. They just done an idea. We're on to Denmark's turn, and that's when it triggered to me that actually they still are at war. Okay, so but now they've not got 4 bot power left though, so they've took now hold on. Would they have took the event, Grant? Oh, come on. No. Well, no, because they've got 3 bot power. Yeah, but they went into that event and they had 4 bot power. So their spent would have been greater than what they got left, and they would have been at war. Ah! No! Oh, I can't do that. Is there a way I can do what I notice Bridge are doing sometimes and just sort of saying, right, that's what they'll do next turn, the event. Let's draw a card this turn. I don't think there is, Grant. I think. Because they would have been sitting with 4 bot power at this moment, wouldn't they? When they drew that event card. No, in fact. Yeah, I think they would have been. Damn. Ah, damn. Yeah, they have exactly 4 bot power when they go into their next turn, and I specifically say they're not considered to be at war. So their spent is greater than what they've got left. Are they at war and have 4 bot power left? I say no, has picked event, no, and then goes and picks the event. I'm going to have to try and see if I can now, like, just leave that event in place. Because I don't want to start taking all these diverse fate tokens off and going through changing all that. But what if Austria then go in and run, and then they get the event to do next turn? Well, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can wing this. So let's imagine that Denmark still have 4 bot power left. They've not taken their event. They are at war, and they've got 4 bot power left, and they've got cards to draw. Let's draw a card for them and see what happens. I'm not going to feel good if I just sort of say, right, let's forget all about it. So they would have drawn this card. They're going to remove. Oh no, they can't remove on. Well, maybe they can. Then they're going to have 4 bot power left again. Well, no, hang on. It's going to cost them bot power. Right, don't jump the gun. Right, so Unrest, focus on expansion. They're going to spend 1 bot power and flip a administrative card. Okay, I'm going to do this. I don't want to add the bot power back here because, well, actually maybe you should, Grant, because I think the Unrest is now going to remove Unrest from there. How does it ask about it being occupied or anything? Unrest action. Oh yeah, it does. It owns any provinces with unrest. That's going to be a no then. And they've got 2 cores in play. You know what? I think it's going to just focus. It's got an economy cube, but I think it skips by that. I think it's maybe a cube's going to go in there. Maybe wrong. Hang on. No, that's wrong. It's the ideal one that skips over this because there's not an economic idea. So if it goes to focus, it's going to say, are there any cubes in the focus area already? Yes. Place the spent bot power into that area, and then it's going to do that. So yeah, because it's not going to do unrest. It's got 2 core tokens in play. It doesn't need to move them, and the only unrest it's got, it cannot remove. Okay, so what I'm going to do is yeah, I'm not going to take the cube back that we rolled unrest for in the event, because that's still going to happen in the future. So it's going to spend 1 bot power just now. That's going to come out of there and go in there, I think. I'm just putting it in there, and then it's going to flip an administrative card. I'm going to just have to take my chances with this. Right, we got an exceptional year card. I'm starting to see there is lots of copies of these cards. So, yeah, I didn't realise there was so many. Which is good and bad in a way. You want to see new things, but then you need all these cards. They're all important cards to get to do things. So that's fair enough. So Unrest. It doesn't own any provinces with Unrest. It occupies a province here with Unrest, but that's not the same thing. So no. Has it listened? 2 cores in play? No. It's got 2 cores in play, so no. And it can't move it to anywhere else. So it's going to then perform the second action on the card. Right, so second action on the card is going to be Focus. So that card's going to actually get removed now as well. I'll put it up above. Now, is there any cubes in any focus area already? Yes, there is. Place the block power spent on that area. That's economic, right? Yeah. Now, does it have 2? Yes. Milestone matching, economic. Yeah, there is. It's available. Okay, I'm not going to swing round. So it's available. So it's going to score that milestone. We need a wee tag. So it's going to score the economic milestone, lucrative trade, right? It's going to gain 2 block power. No! Stop. Ah, man. So it's going to gain 2 block power and score prestige normally. Well, it would get 5 prestige for that milestone. So it's on 9 up to 14. I know I'm not showing you any of this, but I think we're going to get even more of a mess as things go on here. So it's up to 14. It's only 1 point behind us now. And then it's going to gain 2 block power. It's going to discard these from there. So these are the 2 I'm going to gain. So in actual fact now, we're actually sitting here with 5 cubes, remember. Because there's 1 being removed. I maybe should put it back in, but I'm frightened I'm going to mess things right up. So put aside the bot card. It doesn't get shuffled in and end the turn. So that's now where we're at here. So after that, good. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring this cube back. So this is a cube that basically got removed for the Rebel dice roll from the event, the secondary effect on the event. But you can see now, the fact they're at war, they've got more, they're going to draw more cards, so I'm hoping that nobody's going to pick an event, and they're going to be the first one to pick an event. I'm going to clearly avoid picking my event now, because I'm just going to pray that Austria don't. But they're getting close as well, aren't they? Well, but they're at war as well, Grant. So, okay, so after Denmark do their event, what happens then? Right, no, I need to see the very beginning of this video, because this is part 50. That's where we're at. When we started this video, it was our turn, not Austria's. So we started the video with fixing a mistake. And now we're just getting further down this rabbit hole, aren't we? So then it would have been Austria's turn. So what did they do earlier in this video, Grant? They ran an idea. What was before that? Let's focus on politics. No, I think it's only this that's happened, because this video's going on trying to fix things, Grant. Now, hang on. They just done that, didn't they? Is that right? Did they just do an economic... Oh, God. Yeah, they did. They just took... No. You know what? I'm going to have to see what's on the video now. And it's what I'm recording just now. I think they just done this. And then it would be back to Denmark again. But you can see they're still not going to run the event because they're at war and they've got 4 cubes. And they're going to start sieging up in Jutland. I need to know where I'm at regarding what Austria had done. Yeah. Well, can you not just stop the video and then have a look at it and start the new one? I think that'd be the best thing to do, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. What a mess. Sorry. I know. Why do I bother with it all? Why do I go into that much depth and try and fix it all? And why not just let the mistakes go? I don't know. It's just, I can't do it. If I can find some way of fixing it, I'll do it. And I'm sure this puts people off as well. What can I say? Okay, I'm going to stop this video here. So, and I'm going to find out where we are in the sequence of play, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to see where we're at. I mean, we have just activated Denmark doing something that, well, they should have been doing before, but it still should now be, and then we took a turn fixing a mistake, so it should be Austria's turn. But I think they've already done something. No, but you've already done that, Grant, because Denmark are going ahead, aren't they? Oh, my. Right, okay, I'm going to have a look at the video footage and I'll come back with part 51 shortly. Okay, cheers.